What is up, everybody, and welcome to World's Biggest Collectors, Episode 8, our weekly show where we bring in the biggest collectors on the YouTube, the Instagrams, all the social medias, and we just have a conversation about physical media, movies, all of that great stuff. I am very excited to introduce my next guest. He is a 4K collector, also Blu-ray collector. He does Blu-ray hunts on his channel. All kinds of great content coming out of this guy over there. His name is 4KMEDIAGUY, and he's right here. What is up, man? How are you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, it's the best day of the week, Blues Day Tuesday, and it's also May the Force be with you. It's like just a freaking, it's better than Christmas today. It's an awesome day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've been kind of talking back and forth on Instagram and YouTube for a long time now. So I've been wanting to try to get you on this show because I know you're a big collector. You're into the movies and all that stuff. You got that nice 4K collection right behind you right there. So if you want to tell the people your social media accounts, where they can find you, what you're all about on your channel, the floor is yours, sir.
Thanks for having me on the show, man. And so, yeah, if you guys are interested in my channel, it's going to be 4K Media Guy. I do Blu-ray hunting videos. It's pretty much what I focus on, just because I'm pretty busy throughout the week with work. But I do try to get those Blu-ray hunt videos in there. And if not, I'll do like a Blu-ray haul. I do have a convention I'm going to be heading to in like 2 weeks. It's Days of the Dead. It's going to be in Vegas. So I'm going to try to record what I can in there and show you guys around the convention. So if you guys are interested in that as well, that'll be in the next week or so. I'll probably post that. But other than that, yeah, if you guys like physical media like I do, check out my channel. Also, I have Instagram. It's 4K Media Guy as well. So
awesome stuff, man. Yeah, and this is a Q&A, guys. You guys can ask us anything in the chat below, anything physical media related, movies, life related. I mean, I don't know how you feel about answering questions about life. What does it all mean? Star Wars questions, whatever you guys want to ask in the chat, we are willing to answer here tonight. And also, I'm going to ask you guys to hit that like button right now. We got 22 people in here. So every single person in this chat right now should be smashing that like button, and I should have 22 likes within the next 5 seconds. So yeah, definitely would appreciate that. And also, guys, 4K Media Guy, all of his links are down below: his Instagram, his YouTube. I think that's all you got, right? Or do you have a Twitter? Okay, you're not on TikTok, are you? I didn't think you were on TikTok yet. So yeah, all of his links are down below. Definitely hit those links. Subscribe. I think you were right around 500 subs. Have you broke 500?
I'm at 500. I got maybe 4 more subs.
Let's see if we can get you there before the end of the stream, man. Let's get him to 500, guys. 500 subs. We got Unwrap Them Movies here. He says, "What's up, guys?" He was the first one in here. Another great YouTuber. Go check out Daniel on his channel, Unwrapping Them Movies. I think he put a video out today, probably unwrapping the Speed 4K. Stranger Boy 101 says, "What upcoming releases are you?" It says existed for, but I'm gonna assume that he meant excited for. For me, I'm excited for Explorers Blu-ray. I haven't heard of Explorers Blu-ray. Is that a Shout Factory release? I feel like I remember that being a Shout Factory release. But what upcoming releases are you excited for? 4K Media, is there anything on your radar?
Definitely one of the top 4Ks that I've been wanting. It's I don't know if it's rumored, but it's the Lost Boys. But that's gonna be in it's saying 2022. But for this year, I'm really excited for Scott Pilgrim versus the World on 4K. That's probably one of my guilty pleasure favorite movies right there.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is gonna be another great one. I'm excited for.
I cannot wait for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, I see how everybody was going nuts over that Lost Boy 4K when old Geek Gab dropped it last night. And yeah, that was an amazing cover. I'm sure it's not going to be the actual cover because they rarely are, but I hope that one is the cover because that's an awesome cover. I've not seen the Lost Boys since probably the mid 90s. I was a kid the last time I saw that movie. So I have the Blu-ray. I just haven't got a chance to check it out recently. So yeah, as for me, I'm excited for them to finally announce what date Heat's coming out because I would really want that on 4K. But then there's Scream on 4K that I'm super excited for as well. As far as what's coming out soon, I would say Last Action Hero. I'm pretty excited to to get that one. So Tony Movie Chappie, D9, and Neil Blomkamp, #1 fan, is in the chat. He says, can't wait. We also got Huckbone. What's up, guys? What is up, Huckbone? How are you doing tonight? Definitely go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Has a great channel as well. Sydney Eubank says, what's up? Huckbone says, what's up, guys? Can't wait for the fun. And it is going to be a ton of fun, Huckbone, for sure. Rev4K, the Instagram's biggest contrarian, is in the chat tonight. He says, sup? What's up, Rev4K? How are you doing? Stranger Boy 101 says, did you ever use HD DVD when it was around? That's a good question. Did you use the HD DVD?
No, I didn't. When it was first Blu-ray versus HD DVD, I was leaning more Blu-ray because PlayStation 3 was gonna have the Blu-ray player, so I was automatically the Blu-ray. I don't know.
So HD DVD was on Xbox 360, right?
I believe so. It had to have something because.
So if I bought an HD DVD now, because I see them every now and then at Goodwill, I'd be able to play it on my Xbox 360. I think I should be able to.
I'm not completely sure because I don't know if you had to have a dedicated player for it, but
yeah, because I think that was the whole. Because I had a 360, but I was just I didn't really care about that kind of stuff back then. I had a bunch of DVDs and I was good with the DVDs. I wasn't going to try to go up in quality. I don't know. The whole HD thing didn't really appeal to me back then. I just didn't care. So, I mean, I didn't get into Blu-rays till I think I got a PS3 in like 2008 or something. I think I bought my first Blu-ray around 2010. So,
and the PlayStation 3 was super expensive. It was $599 because it had the Blu-ray player in there. So,
yeah, it was expensive when it came. That's the reason why I didn't get it first, because I think the 360 was like 400, and then like the Wii was like 250 or something. I think that had to have been one of the most expensive like launch consoles of all time, at least in the modern times. They didn't make that mistake again. I know that. Jared Kingsley says, how many movies do you both have total in your collection? That is a good question, and one that I would probably end up asking you anyway. Do you have an exact total amount? Because I don't know exactly. I don't keep track of them like that, but I would guess around 1,600.
I mean, I separate mine, so the back here is 4K and the other shelf is Blu-ray. I believe I have more 4K than Blu-ray, so I'd say on 4K I probably have around 400, and the Blu-ray is probably like 200. So
you have about 400. So your 4Ks outweigh your Blu-rays then. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So you didn't give up all your Blu-rays when you converted to 4K, like I know 4K D-Ray did. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're still into the Blu-ray format. Let's see. Stranger Boy 101 says, hi, Tony Movie Chappie. D9 Blomkamp, #1 fan. Rev4K says, what's your guys' opinion of the Disney trilogy of Star Wars? Do you want to go first on this?
So I've been a Star Wars fan since 3rd grade when I watched The Phantom Menace. I think I was like, I'm going to say like 8 years old. I was in 3rd grade. I just remember that. And I fell in love with Star Wars. But when George Lucas sold Star Wars, for me, Disney didn't really, I don't feel like Disney cared enough for the trilogy, as they should have put more effort into that trilogy. They should have put like a plan together, because they kind of just went with the flow each movie. And I think it didn't really come together as we wanted it to. So.
Yeah, and that was very evident by the time we got to Last Jedi. Even though I like Last Jedi, like as a movie, if it was a standalone Star Wars movie, I think it's one of the best. But it doesn't fit in what they were trying to do with that trilogy at all. It's like, a square peg in a round hole. But this is a very complicated question for me. Like you, I've been a fan of Star Wars since I was a kid. Most people have. I grew up on them. I think I saw the special edition movies in theaters when they came out, and that's when I kind of became a mega fan when I was like 11. So that was like 1997, somewhere around there. So I've always loved the original trilogy. That's never changed. And then the prequels came out, and I liked those when I was younger. But then as you got a little bit older, you started to point out some of the flaws in those. And then you kind of jumped aboard the train of everybody saying that those sucked. And then by the time episode 7 came out, you were like, oh, finally we get to get good Star Wars again, because it was invoking all of those old school Star Wars feels in the trailers and stuff. And I liked Force Awakens a lot when I first saw it. I was like a kid again watching that movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And then The Last Jedi comes out, and like I said, I really liked the movie at the time, but it was kind of like, okay, now where are they going to go from here? And then when Rise of Skywalker came out, it was just like, you guys just didn't know what the hell you were doing the entire time. And I hate that movie. Like, it's just one of the worst movies to me. And now, like, going back to the prequels, like, I appreciate the prequels a lot because I think they had some really good, like, world building and some good ideas in those. But even though the acting isn't the strongest and the dialogue's not the best, but yeah, I mean, that's.
They brought the Emperor back.
No, did I like that they brought him back?
Yeah.
No, I hated that. Like, I hated that so much because it just undermined everything that they did in Return of the Jedi. It's like the whole moment with Darth Vader throwing him into the pit, like, it just means nothing, at least to me. I don't know.
Right.
But he was, yeah, I mean, he was, even though that some people said he was a clone or something, apparently it was revealed in the books. I don't know. It's so complicated. And to be honest, I just don't give a damn anymore. Tony Movie Chappie says, happy May the 4th be with you, Ken and 4K Media Guy. May the 4th be with you, Tony Chappie. Favorite and least favorite Star Wars movie? That's easy for me. It's Empire, and then Rise of Skywalker is my least favorite. Attack of the Clones used to be my least favorite, but now it's Rise of Skywalker.
So my favorite's Revenge of the Sith, and my least favorite's probably going to be Rise of Skywalker as well.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie. I mean, even though, like, I don't really like Solo all that much either, but at least at least it's good. It's just incredibly uninteresting. Like, you just don't remember anything about it. Married with Media is here. That's my new YouTube channel, so definitely go hit that subscribe button over there. Me and my wife reviewing TV shows and all kinds of good stuff. Cindy Eubank says, hello, Tony Movie Chappie. 4KD Ray said, happy Blues Day, everyone. We finally got some worthy new releases today. Yes, we got one of the greatest action movies of all time, 90s action movies of all time, Speed. That was awesome. Tiana Loves Movies is here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Tiana, how are you doing? Huckbone says, they don't stay with me like the original trilogy. They have some good moments, but overall, just okay. Yeah, and I think that's how they're going to be remembered, if I'm being honest. Stranger Boy asks one of the most important questions as a collector, one that I had to wrestle with a lot today, and that is slipcovers or steelbooks. Where would you go with that?
At first it was steelbooks, and then I think as I started collecting more, I started liking more slipcovers. So because I feel like sometimes the slipcovers has better artwork, and I know steelbooks can have sometimes good artwork, and I will pick those up. But sometimes I feel like, just for like an example, Coming to America, I feel like that 4K slipcover was way better than the steelbook. Like, sometimes the steelbook to me is kind of plain.
And that's how I'm kind of feeling nowadays, just more and more. I just gravitate more towards the slipcover than I do the steelbook. Like today with Speed, the steelbook was nice, but I didn't like the cover of it. I like the back of it with the bus and the palm tree.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The slipcover on it wasn't great either.
The colors.
But I would rather have the slipcover and put it in my 4K collection and it all go together.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's fine. I like that it has like the the odometer and everything, but I don't know. There's some really nice slipcovers out there, and sometimes they do look better than the steelbook covers. Now, if it's a case of last week with Dirty Dancing, I thought that was a great steelbook, so I picked it up. Sometimes if it's a really nice design, I'll pick it up, but I don't have to have this steelbook every time. Huckbone says, "Sup, Ken? Mr. Dingo is here." Mr. Dingo. Let's see who else we got here, guys. We got Danny K Reviews. He says, what up, fam? What's up, Danny K? Tony Roman says, when are you going to do a casino 4K review? He demands it. It's coming. 2021. Sometime in 2021, that casino 4K is going to get reviewed, but it'll probably be a part of a voting thing. So I'll put like a poll out on my YouTube community tab, and you can vote on it. So if everybody votes for casino, I will do it, but I might do it anyway because that's one Scorsese film that I've been meaning to watch. Bill Tyrell says, hey, Ken and 4K. What's up, guys? Rev 4K says the month of May has had a lot of good releases. It does. It's looking very promising this month. It's looking very promising. Tony Movie Chappie says, any good movie you guys has seen that you want to recommend to watch? Do you have anything that you've watched recently that you want to recommend? I know you watched The Craft last night. You may not have had some witchcraft done on you as well.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. If you didn't see my story, I guess like my whole glass display thing just broke in the middle of the night. It was like 2 in the morning, and there's no way it could break on its own. So it's kind of like weird. But so a movie I recommend probably, let's see, because.
If I were to recommend one, and it's one everybody was telling me I should watch, I made a big mistake on Sunday when I was kind of going against training day. I watched that movie for the first time in like 20 years, and that's a great movie. I'll admit that I'm wrong. That was a great movie, and it was probably easily top 3 Denzel performance. So definitely. I would recommend Training Day if you guys haven't seen it, because that was a great movie.
I can't think of a film on top of my head like that, but yeah.
Did you enjoy The Craft when you rewatched it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
I'm trying to meet Nev Campbell. I'm trying to see if I could get her autographs on those things, but one day if she comes to a convention.
Does she do the conventions? She doesn't strike me as a type that would do all the conventions and stuff.
She was supposed to come last year, but because of the pandemic, she couldn't do it. It got canceled.
Okay, that's cool that she does it. I mean, she's my favorite final girl horror actress of all time. Like, I love her in those movies. I just love the Scream movies. And I know you're a big fan because you got your freaking icon is Ghostface. Yeah. Rev 4K says, "What's your guys' opinion of Tenet? I'm gonna watch it tonight for the first time." Did you see Tenet? Did you like Tenet?
I haven't actually seen it. I own it, but I haven't watched it because my watch list right now is crazy. So, and I know it's like one of those type of movies you got to pay attention to. So that's probably why. It's
visually, it looks very good. I think the score was like one of the best of last year. It's a mess as far as the story as far as I'm concerned. I know people say you got to watch it like 3 or 4 times to get it, and I understand that some movies are like that, but I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't resonate with me on the first time, but maybe I need to watch it again. I've only seen it once. Sydney Eubank says, 4K, your thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat movie?
That's another one I haven't watched. It's like I said, it's because my watch list right now is I'm sticking to horror movies right now because I'm gonna go to the convention, so I kind of want to refresh my mind on some stuff. But I'm waiting for that to hit physical media, and then I'll give it a watch. So. Yes, sir.
Do you have HBO Max?
I actually canceled it. That's why I haven't watched it, because like I've been picking up Mortal Kombat Steelbook. I got the animation movie. I just pick up the movies. So
if that was the only reason you had it was to watch the new Mortal Kombat, then I wouldn't keep it around either. It was okay. It was fun, but it's not worth like keeping a streaming service for. Danny K Review says, favorite Star Wars character? That's a good question. And that's one that I'm kind of struggling to think about right now. Probably Luke. I'd probably have to go Luke. Even though I didn't like the direction he went in The Last Jedi, he was still always my favorite in the original trilogy. But which one would you pick?
Definitely Anakin Skywalker. I know he's probably like the one that gets hated on, but I see a lot of people starting to recognize that he actually pulled off Anakin Skywalker. He did a good job on it. He did the best he could on there. So
people criticize him for being like too whiny in the prequels, and I'm like, did you not see Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy? Yeah, like he was they're both very whiny. I think they were trying to go for that same type of feel. But yeah, Mr. Dingo said, thoughts on the older Planet of the Apes? I just watched the original first movie and the sequel Beneath the Planet of the Apes. I thought the first one was better. So I haven't seen the original Planet of the Apes in forever. I do have the collection somewhere. Yeah, here it is. I found this the whole collection of the old Planet of the Apes movies at Big Lots for $5. Wow. And it's Blu-ray. It's not DVD. It's Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's nice.
All those movies for $5. I see it at Walmart every now and then for like $15, and I'm like, I got it for $5. But as you can see, I haven't opened it yet, so I haven't watched the original in a while, and I have not seen any of those
Big Lots can actually
sequels.
surprise you. I found Alien Anthology, the Blu-ray, there for I think $5, or it was either 10, but it was really cheap. So
What at Big Lots?
yeah.
Yeah, Big Lots is awesome. I love Big Lots. Hey Ken, thanks to that killer Leonardo DiCaprio battle, my copies of Wolf of Wall Street and Django Unchained just came in. Can't wait to see them. Yeah, I can't wait for you to talk about what you thought of those, because like to watch those two movies for the first time again would be incredible, because they're great movies, and we need 4Ks for both of them. CC Cinema says, "Hey guys, what's up, CC? How are you doing tonight?" John McMeany. I can't pronounce that last name. I don't even know why I try. Says, "Hey everyone." Well, hey John, how are you doing tonight? Sydney Eubanks says, "What's your favorite X-Men character?" That's a good question. That is a good question. Probably Magneto.
I'm gonna go Wolverine. I know it's typical, but I like Wolverine a lot.
Yeah, Wolverine is a good answer. Solid answer. All right, let's see. Married with Media is dope. Well, thank you, Danny K. I appreciate you pointing that out to everybody. Mr. Dingo said, "Do either of you have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on Blu-ray or DVD? They're hard to find and they go for over $150 online. Are you serious? Do you have that? Do you have the
No, I
Texas
don't.
Chainsaw Massacre 2 Scream Factory?"
Do you have it?
Hold on. Tell me if this edition goes for 150 online. This is the Blu-ray. I have this. Does that go for 150? I'll sell it right now. I don't care. I can watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on Amazon Prime, I think. But yeah, that's interesting to know. CC Cinema said, "What are your thoughts on Without Remorse featuring Michael B. Jordan?" I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Did you watch that one?
I haven't seen it as well.
The only new movie I saw over the weekend was The Mitchells versus the Machines, and I thought that was a very enjoyable animated film. Danny K Review says, "Favorite Mel Brooks film?" It's the film that I watched on Sunday night because I'm going to review it soon on the channel, and that's Spaceballs. That's my favorite, and it's still it's still great. It held up for me. I still laughed. I love that movie.
I have to say the same on that.
Yeah, it's a good one. Turner Fan 77 said, "What's up, guys? What's up, man? How are you doing?" Eugene says, "Love The Lost Boys. It's the best horror film made." Awesome. Glad you like it so much. We got Movies and Sue in the chat. She says, "What's up, guys? Congrats on 2K subscribers, Ken. You absolutely deserve it." Well, I appreciate that, Sue. And so congrats on your 3K that you just got recently. Yeah, definitely appreciate that. I'm planning on doing some kind of a 2K celebration stream sometime soon, so look out for that. Danny K Review says, "You prefer Disney animated or Pixar?" Yeah, Pixar probably. I'd probably go Pixar. I think that I don't know. That's tough because if you say Disney animated, I got to go all the way back to the 90s and talk about Aladdin and the Lion King. So
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go animated then. I mean, I love the Toy Story movies. That's very tough. That's very tough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I can answer that. I'd have to do like a compare and contrast between the two and like put the best up against the best of the other ones.
I'll go with animated.
Yeah, it's probably the right choice. Yesterday and today, I just watched Shivers, Dirty Harry, Wild Card, The Lost Boys, and The Stuff. Well, I wish that I had the time you do to watch 5 movies in one day. But I did watch 3 movies. I watched Spaceballs, I watched Training Day, and I watched Torso, which is a 1973 giallo horror film, Italian horror film. And I watched that last night, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that movie. So Shivers, I was not a fan of. I was not a fan of Shivers. Have you seen that one, David Cronenberg film?
No, I saw it at Walmart, but I decided to pass on it.
Yeah. Rev4K says, "I'm not Instagram's contrarian, Ken. I'm Instagram's fact checker and truth teller." Scott Travis says, "I'm getting let down with the amazing titles having horrible transfers and tons of grain." I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with the grain necessarily. Do you have a problem with grain in your 4Ks?
I try to set my picture settings as best as I can, and sometimes it's different for every movie. So you might have to check like the HDR picture. Sometimes it depends what TV you have as well. I have an OLED TV, so My blacks are super dark, ink dark, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it just because it kind of makes it feel more like a film. I don't know. Like Tremors, you could notice a good amount of film grain, but I still thought it looked incredible. But I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that necessarily. Dustin Kyle says you need the external HD drive. Okay, so that's what you need for the Xbox 360 to play it. 4K, what was your first Blu-ray to start your collection? That's a good question and one that often comes up, but I'm going to let you answer that.
So my first Blu-ray that I bought, it was actually an anime, which is weird that I bought an anime for the first time, but it was a series I wanted to watch. It was called Full Metal Panic, and I think it was so expensive because when Blu-ray first came out, it was expensive. So I think it was like $80 just for that anime. So, yeah. Your audio's out. I'm not sure if it's me or you.
What about now?
All right, you're back.
Okay, I think I accidentally hit the mute button. Tony Movie Chappie said, "Hey, Ken and 4K Media Guy, checking out the original Poltergeist trilogy and the remake for last. Any thoughts you guys have on those movies? The original Poltergeist is a classic, one of the best horror movies ever made, and the remake is not good. That's my thoughts. Do you have any thoughts on those?"
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they were announcing today. They're always pulling out these hot new releases for 2022. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That's one I've been calling for to be on 4K for a long time. That's like a big budget horror supernatural movie that feels almost like a Spielberg film. And a lot of people say that Steven Spielberg directed it more than Tobe Hooper. I don't agree with that because I would think he was busy doing E.T. at the time, but I don't know. People like to hate on Tobe Hooper and say that he didn't really direct Poltergeist. I'm not down with that theory, though.
Right.
I'm not down with that. Stranger Boy 101 says, favorite comfort movie. Do you have a favorite comfort movie, one that just makes you feel comfortable and all warm and fuzzy inside when you watch it?
Probably go with Instant Family.
That was a good movie. That's the one with Wahlberg and who was the wife in that one? Rose Byrne. Was it Rose Byrne?
Yeah, she's in Troy though. I didn't even know that was her until I looked her up. I was like,
oh. Favorite comfort movie for me is shoot, I don't know. Superbad. It's a good movie. I watch that often when I go to sleep. I like that one. That's one of my favorite comedies. If I'm trying to be comfortable, I watch a comedy. Huckbone said, do either of you use any sort of DVD organizer app for your collections? I currently use iCollect, which also logs board games, action figures, Funko Pops. No, but I'm looking for a good logging tool, so I might actually write down iCollect and look that up. But, well, actually, if that's an Apple thing, which it probably is because it says I at the front of it, then probably not because I don't own any Apple stuff. But do you use anything to log gears?
I just try to use my memory, man, but I know it's gonna like end up backfiring one day. So
yeah, I felt like it backfired on me today because when I picked up the 300, I'm like, this feels like I have it in my collection. I feel like I bought this at some point, but I didn't think I did, but I almost felt like I did. But yeah, it definitely backfires on me when I go to the Dollar Tree because all those titles run into each other. Alex Thomas is here. What's up, guys? Foxtail Cinematics is here. He says, what's up, guys? Enjoying the live stream. Awesome, man. Good to have you here. Tony Movie Chappie said, what's up, Alex Thomas? Happy May the 4th, guys. Just recorded my complete Star Wars Blu-ray collection coming out tomorrow. Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's see. I lost my place. What's Tony? What's up, Tony Movie Chappie? Mary with me. Does anybody else hear Ken's audio clicking? If you guys hear any audio clicking, let me know in the chat because I think I'm behind on everybody. But I don't know. Do you hear me clicking or anything? Is there any issues?
Like a little tapping sound. I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about. It's not doing it now though.
I don't know. Let me look at this thing. Let me blow into it like we used to do the cartridges back in the NES days.
Super Nintendo. Okay.
I don't know if there's something wrong with it. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. I don't know what to tell you. Jared Runner says, "Hey Alex, OTMI says, do you think any of the well-known actors collect physical media? Imagine the resources they would have. The only person I know of off the top of my head that has a huge physical media collection, they just showed a picture of him with his Criterions, is Edgar Wright, which is a director who directed Baby Driver, Shaun of the Dead. Other than that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which actor has a big physical media collection.
I always wondered that too, because they have so much money, and I was like, man, their collections could be so big if they wanted it. But
yeah, it's probably not an actor's thing, at least most of them, to be a collector like that and actually go back and be a student of the game. Probably some of the better actors do that. But on the whole, I think most of them are very kind of vain in a sense, and only really worried about themselves and their performances.
well, some don't even watch their own movies, so I know that. I think it's Johnny Depp doesn't watch his own stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I don't like watching myself either. But I think that directors are more the types to be collectors. That's just kind of my perspective. I'm happy I bought the Star Wars 4Ks because you can't find them with the slips. I found Empire today with a slip at Target, and everybody told me to price match it. And I didn't do it like a dummy, so I might go back tomorrow. Tony Movie Chappie says, best and worst from director Luc Besson. Do you know Luc Besson? Any favorite Luc Besson films?
Can you give me some movie names?
He did The Fifth Element. He did Leon the Professional. He did Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. Lucy. I think he did Lucy with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I did enjoy The Fifth Element, so that'd probably be my top.
Yeah, I would honestly probably go The Fifth Element on that because I still have not seen Leon the Professional, and a lot of people give me crap about that. But yeah, I've not seen that. Danny K Review says, do you guys watch Invincible? I highly recommend. Have you watched that show on Amazon Prime? Because I have not.
I have not seen it.
I've heard everybody blowing up about it, but again, I'm not a big adult animation guy. Even if it's superhero, it looks like anime to me, and I'm not into that stuff. I mean, I'm not opposed to giving it a shot, but it's not my thing. Training Day needs a 4K. Absolutely does. That movie is stunning. I'm still kind of blown away by how good that was and how much I slept on it on Sunday night. But yeah, I'm ashamed of myself. I have around 3K Blu-rays and 4K films. I would like to enter my collection in for world's biggest. I also don't fill my collection full of Dollar General or dollar store blind buys. Well, you know what, Scott? I do. So actually, you see, here's the thing. Like all of those I have in a big plastic bin now. Like everything I get at the Dollar Tree that's not an actual real movie. Like if I find real movies there, like The Reader I got the other day, I'll put in my collection. But if it's like one of those generic, like straight to Walmart shelves movies, like I put it in the white plastic bin. So they don't even go up on my shelves. So everything I got behind me is not that stuff. I took all those movies down, put them in that bin because that's for my Dollar Tree diaries for me to kind of like search through to pick out the movie. But yeah, sure. I can put your name in the hat. DM me on Instagram. Stranger Boy 101 says, I think Scream 3 is underrated. I think it's underrated too. It's not my favorite. It's my least favorite of the franchise. But I still think it's very good. It's a very good horror movie. And it gets criticized too much, I think. But what's your thoughts on Scream 3, being a big Scream fan?
I like all three of them, so I kind of don't go too hard on Scream. Like, I just enjoy them for what they are. Especially, like, I just enjoy the original the most, but, like, for 2 and 3, I just enjoy that we have more Scream than not having it at all, so.
Yeah, Scream 2 is almost as good as the first one to me. Like, I think that's the best horror sequel ever made. It's incredible. I love that one. I just love the opening of it, the movie theater with Jada Pinkett Smith and everything.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And how do you feel about Scream 4?
I actually do enjoy Scream 4 too, so I know it's kind of cringy at times, but
yeah, I thought that was very good.
Did you?
I enjoyed that one.
On the Scream movies, do you already know who like the murderer is or who's the killer, or do you always like, oh, that's I actually?
Am I always surprised?
Oh,
it's hard for me to remember. I feel like I knew that Timothy Olyphant was the killer in the second one, but I did not pick Laurie Metcalf to be the killer at all. But I was very young when I watched those movies. So when I first watched Scream, I was probably like 10 or 11. So,
Right.
I mean, they definitely show signs all throughout the film of Billy and Stu being the killers, especially when they're in the video rental store with Randy and they got him cornered and they're like going at him. Like you kind of suspected they were the killers there, but then they do enough to kind of throw you off of that. And then there's the old, trope where if it feels like they're trying too hard to make somebody seem like they're the killer, then they're not, but then they ended up being. So, yeah, I definitely didn't guess the one guy being the killer in Scream 3. I don't, but I don't know. I don't really try to guess too much, but Jay Adams says the Hitcher needs a shout factory. Definitely does. I'm surprised that doesn't have a shout factory. What's your guys' thoughts on Eyes Wide Shut? Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
No, I gotta watch it if it's worth it.
It's my second least favorite Kubrick film. I didn't really like it that much. I actually thought that Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise gave some of their worst performances I've ever seen. But I know a lot of people love that movie, so that's an unpopular opinion. Mr. Dingo said favorite underrated X-Men character. Another X-Men question. Gambit. I've been wanting Gambit to be done justice since the cartoon, and he hasn't yet. So I like Gambit.
I like Scott.
The Cyclops.
Yeah.
Yep. He was always the leader in the cartoons, or one of them, and then it feels like he was kind of pushed to the side in the movies. Jay Adams says Return to Salem's Lot needs a Blu-ray. I don't even think I've seen Return to Salem's Lot or the first Salem's Lot. I'm assuming that's a sequel. Stranger Boy 101 says C-3PO, R2-D2, or BB-8. That's easy. It's R2-D2.
Easily R2-D2.
R2-D2. Yeah, he's the best. BB-8 was cute in The Force Awakens, but it's R2-D2 forever, and C-3PO is too annoying. Stranger Boy 101 says there's a UK release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Awesome. Which action movie would you watch? State of Play, Crowe and Affleck, or Enemy of the State, Hackman and Will Smith? I haven't seen State of Play, so I would go Enemy of the State. It's one of my favorite Tony Scott movies. But have you seen either one of those?
No, so I'll probably go with the Will Smith one.
You got to watch Enemy of the State. I think you would really. That's one that needs a 4K too. I'm actually surprised it doesn't have one. Dang, I'm jealous mid-level. I paid 20 plus for the original Planet of the Apes collection. I'm gonna start going to Big Lots now. I definitely need to hit up Big Lots, man. But I have not seen this collection at Big Lots since, so I think it was like a one-off. I got lucky. Andrew Fio's in the chat. What's up, guys? I just watched Hacksaw Ridge. It's a great movie. Great war movie. Have you watched Mitchell's versus the Machines yet? Yeah, I watched it Friday night with my kids. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed that. Probably the best Netflix original I've seen in a while. Did you watch that one? Did you watch that?
I don't have no streaming sites right now, so
that was going to be one of my questions for you too. How much you were into streaming? Tony Movie Chappie says just recently I rewatched one of my favorite polarizing movies, Under the Skin. And what is your favorite polarizing film that everybody hate? Well, first off, Tony, I don't like Under the Skin at all. That's definitely a movie that I hate. With Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if you've seen that. Don't watch it. I'll never recommend it to anybody. It's a horrible movie. But I'm glad you like it, Tony. But do you have a favorite polarizing movie that everybody else hates?
On the top of my head, I'm trying to think, because I can't even see my Blu-ray collection. It's all over there. I mostly have catalog titles over here, so. I mean, I mostly enjoy what everybody enjoys, but I'm trying to think. Not on the top of my head, but you want to answer it?
I can't even think of one off the top of my head either. I'm trying to. Trying to think. I mean, I like The Last Jedi a lot. Like I said, and it's a very polarizing film. I feel like Man of Steel is also very polarizing, and I love that movie.
Man of Steel, so.
Yeah, so that's. That movie has like a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. I don't get that at all. Tiana Loves Movies hitting us with a super chat. Thank you so much, Tiana. I appreciate that. She says, dark side or light side, pew pew. I like how she added the pew pew in there. Light side. I would go light side. I feel like a light side type of person. I don't know. Where would you go? What side would you choose?
I'm actually going light side as well. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could be tempted to the dark side. Depends on what the proposals were. Maybe if Emperor Palpatine kind of got me in a theater with a bunch of bubbles floating around, maybe I would be tempted to the dark side as well when he started talking about bringing people back to life.
right.
I don't know. Ken, it looks like that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is going for over 50 to 100. It depends on if you sell it on eBay, on Amazon. Really? I think I'll keep it. I'm not going to sell it. Because if it's going for that, then I mean, shit, it might not come out again. But I have to think that Scream Factory at some point would capitalize on that and re-release it, because I should have got it when they came out with that a couple of years ago. What up? Hope you're doing well, says the Movie Geek. What's up, man? How are you doing tonight? Appreciate you being here. Stranger Boy 101 says Halloween 1978 or Scream 1996. That's like number 1 and 2 slasher movies for me. So I would go Halloween, but Scream's like very close.
I'm gonna go with Halloween, and I know I'm a Scream guy, but I really like Halloween, man. Like,
yeah, you can't. It's just too iconic. I mean, it's a very basic answer, but I mean, I said that when I was talking about my favorite genres of horror. It's when I asked slasher, I was like, I wanted to say Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's Halloween forever. Like I love that.
I'll pick Scream though.
Yeah, that's 1 and 2 for me. Stranger Boy 101 says May is gonna be a great month for physical media. It definitely is. Definitely is. And it's exciting to, have a physical media channel and to actually have some shit to talk about,
Right.
Going out every week and just, well, here's the newest release, generic Bruce Willis Blu-ray right here. That's all we got to talk about this week. Goodbye. Mr. Dingo said, thoughts on the comedy, The New Guy. Are you familiar with The New Guy? I vaguely remember that movie.
But I didn't watch it, so.
So that's the one with Eddie Griffin. I remember when he was big for like 2 months or something back in the early 2000s. I think he did that, and he did Undercover Brother. But I feel like I like The New Guy. The kid that was in that movie was the dorky kid from Road Trip. You remember Road Trip?
Yeah, Road Trip.
The kid that was like, I had sex last night with a girl, and then he like showed the underwear, and it was like the cheetah panties. Did you kill a cheetah? I think that was like him trying to be the leading person in a movie, and I feel like it was good. I feel like I liked it. I don't know. Yes, 4K Media Guy. Insta Family is great. I almost cried. That was a very good movie.
Yeah,
that was a good movie. Nice, wholesome film. You don't always get those. They're not always celebrated as much as all the other big budget stuff. Jared Runner said, "What are your thoughts on Marvel Studios celebrates the movies? Did you see that trailer that they released?"
Yeah. I'm excited.
Got any thoughts?
For it. I want to see what they can do with these next movies coming out. I'm gonna give them a shot. I hope they don't wreck them, because I really like the first phase that they had. I don't know if it's gonna go downhill from here. We'll see.
What would you say would be your top 3 projects or movies that are coming out?
Top 3.
Top 3. How'd you feel about that Wakanda Forever? Because they actually revealed the Black Panther title. Do you like that as a title?
I'm not too big of a Black Panther fan out of the Marvels, but I do enjoy it. So I'll probably go with the Love and Thunder. More of a Thor guy. So
it's up there for me, especially considering Thor Ragnarok. It was a great Thor movie. Are you a fan of the first 2 Thors? You like Thor and what's the name? Dark World? You like those 2?
I like the first Thor. I thought the first one was good. The second one was okay.
I got a hot take for you. I actually like Dark World a little bit better than the first one, even though neither one of them are among my favorites of the MCU. They're probably like bottom 3. But I like Dark World better. It doesn't work always as good as a Marvel movie, but it feels more like an episode of Game of Thrones. Right. And that's because the director directed a lot of episodes of Game of Thrones. So, yeah, I'm excited for Black Panther 2. I'm excited for Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, because I'm really interested in what they do with all that stuff. And then, of course, Spider-Man 3 has to be up there too. Bonnie Festa said, just stopped in to say congrats on your subs, Ken, and sticking around for the chat. Well, thank you for being here, Bonnie. That's Movies and Sue's mom, and I am honored to have her in here. Danny K Review says, yep, I hear clicking. Well, shit. I don't know what to do. Why do I even buy these $100 mics? I should just not even worry about it.
Phone.
Why do I even do this to myself? Jeff Assassin says, what is your favorite action movie of all time? Terminator 2. I brain farted for a second, but yeah, that's always my answer. I love that movie.
I'll go with John Wick 3. So.
That's a great movie. It's a great movie. So you like the third one out of all of them? Because
I like the first one, and then the second one's okay, and I think the third one brought back the hype for me. So
I think as far as like which one has the most action, that's probably the one with the most action. Yeah, but even though I think I like the first one a little bit better, just because it feels like a more grounded story. But yeah, I like it. Home Movie Collection AK said Tenet is a good watch, has some great effects in it. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Especially in the end when they're like blowing up buildings and then they're coming back together. It was like, what's the point of war when you're not blowing up stuff, or stuff's like blowing up in reverse? It's like just coming back together. I'm like, isn't that what you want to happen? But I don't know. Gotta go. Good night, everyone, says Tony from Basement Blues. See you later, man. See you later, man. And I wish you. Did you know Tony was in a movie? He was in the movie with Tom Green that was on the shelf at Walmart. I DM'd him about that. Like that guy that's in I'm not going to bring it up, but the guy that's on the DVD case looks just like Tony from Basement Blues. Like I almost thought that was him. That he was in a movie with Tom Green. Danny K Review says, favorite M. Night Shyamalan, I say Unbreakable. Signs. Signs is my favorite.
Oh, Signs is a good one, man. That used to freak me out in the theater.
Yeah, I saw that movie 3 times in the theater when I was 16. I love that movie. I still love it. I just think it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Do you believe that will get a 4K soon?
I don't know. Again, it seems like there's certain directors that I guess have to have the final say. So does M. Night Shyamalan have anything on 4K except for Split and Glass? I don't think he does. So. No. So I think like to do those, they're going to have to go back, and he's probably wanting his approval and all this stuff. So hopefully we get Signs and Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense and all that stuff on 4K eventually. But yeah, who knows when we'll get all that, or if it's even going to be worth it for the studios by the time it happens for them to put it out in 4K. Tony Movie Chappie says, favorite movie soundtrack to listen to? Back to the Future. I'll say Back to the Future. Power of Love. Johnny Be Good. It's a great soundtrack.
I'll go with I know it's not like soundtrack, more of like score, but Lord of the Rings.
It's a great score. It's one of the greats. Alex Thomas says, have you guys watched Amazon's The Boys? Great show. I saw the first season and I got halfway through the second, and I haven't finished it yet. So I have to get back and finish that show. It's good. I like it though.
I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet. Have not seen The Boys. You got to watch The Boys. You got to watch The Boys. I mean, it's on Amazon. You said you didn't do streaming really, so.
Well, I do have Amazon Prime, so.
Oh yeah, because everybody has Amazon Prime. Yeah. That's how you order them movies without the slipcovers or damaged slipcovers. Right. Kay says, do you think Hollywood has hit its creative peak after this nostalgia era is over? Going to be scary hours for movies. There's always going to be ideas, man. There's all kinds of creativity still going on today. It's just they don't push it to the forefront of everybody's mind. It's not the movies that are getting the big budget blockbuster releases that people are being creative with. And sometimes you get that. I don't know. I think there's always going to be creativity. It might not be in Hollywood. It might be more spread out in other places. I don't know how you feel about that. I know you live kind of close to Hollywood, don't you?
Yeah. I was at Warner Brothers the other day trying to get the Snyder Cut justice, man. No, but I believe like it depends. I feel like a lot of movies are being remade a lot, and I think that's probably taken away from the original creativity because a lot of movies are getting remade a lot. So I don't know, just there's here and there, but it's like it's not as continuing as it could be, I guess. Like
Yeah,
because they're remaking so many movies, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of creativity on the indie circuit and stuff like that. I think there's definitely some creativity out there in spurts, but yeah, you do get a lot of franchise stuff, a lot of stuff that's already existed, a lot of old IP that everybody wants to dig up to bring back, and they're all trying to chase what Marvel's created. Stranger Boy 101 says Walmart releases weird movies. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Danny K Review says, when we going to see Ken win a collection battle? I don't know, man. Hopefully sometime in 2021 I get a win under my belt. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe when I face you, Danny K, and you don't know the right actors in the X-Men movies. Maybe I'll win then. Maybe I'll win that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Victory says, hey, everyone. Hey, Victory. How are you doing tonight? Kay says, hot take. Tarantino deliberately mocked Bruce Lee and used the fiction card to get out of it. You can mock Hitler, slavery, and Manson, but not Bruce Lee. Come on, Quentin. Your opinion, LOL. I feel like you're not being serious with that take. But I don't feel like, I don't know. It's a movie. It's a movie. And it was a funny scene. I thought it was a funny scene in the movie. Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought it was a good scene. Did you feel any sort of way about it?
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool scene. And it's not like Brad Pitt kicked his ass or anything. He just got out of the way and he ran into the car. Like it just, he kind of used his own momentum and force against him. So I don't know. Alex Thomas said, Ken, if you could reorganize your collection, how would you do it? Well, definitely not alphabetical. I don't like alphabetical. Do you do alphabetical?
I do alphabetical. It's a struggle because every time you got a new release, you got to move.
Exactly. That's why I don't do it, because that gets on my nerves. I have to like move everything around every time to put stuff in there. I like just doing it by genres and by steelbooks and 4Ks. Like I'll organize them that way. I'll put on my Screen Factories together. I'll put on my Arrows together, but like all my other movies are basically like comedies, sci-fi, dramas are up here, horrors down there. But yeah, I'll organize them by like brands or, you know, the Screen Factories. I got all my RLJE titles together, Paramount Presents titles together. But I can't do alphabetical. It gets under my skin, especially when I look up. I always give this example and see Child's Play next to Casablanca or something. Like it doesn't make sense, and they don't go together. But I don't know. I guess to answer your question, I don't know. I think I got it pretty decent right now. There's some things I want to move around into different areas, but it's okay. Kay said, hot take, Tarantino deliberately mocked Bruce Lee. Didn't I already read this? Did you write this twice?
You did this
Danny K Review says, Clue versus Knives Out. Clue's iconic. Knives Out's great. I think that Clue is a better film. Really? It's a better film. I do like Knives Out a lot, though. So what would you say about that?
I like Knives Out a lot, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I haven't seen Clue for a very long time. I have it on Blu-ray. I need to check it out again. Victory says, hit that like button for Ken. Yeah, guys, you know, we've got that point again in the show. We got 29 people in here. Smash that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. And yeah, Kay. And also subscribe to 4K Media Guy. Have we got you over 500 yet? We better have. I don't know. Let me look. I'm going to look real quick for you because I like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, subscribe to 4K Media Guy right now if you're not already.
I think I'm like 4 away from like 500, so halfway to 1K, hopefully.
I don't know. I can't find you on here. Can't find it. Where'd you go? Let me look. There you are. There you are. $4.99. You're one away. You are one away. We are on 500 subscribers watch here tonight for 4K Media Guys. So definitely hit that subscribe button. The link is down below in the description. Kay said, who is your favorite Batman? And do you agree that Val Kilmer's Batman is underrated? I don't think he's underrated. I don't mind Val Kilmer's Batman, but he's still not in a very good Batman movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
But my favorite Batman is always Michael Keaton. It's nostalgic for me. And I understand everybody loves Ben Affleck and Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson. Well, I'm sure it'll be everybody's new favorite Batman when he comes out. But it'll always be Michael Keaton. That's who I grew up with, and I love Michael Keaton. It's one of my favorite actors. But what would you say?
I'm going to say Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is a great I didn't love him as Batman, even though I have come around on the voice. Like, where is he? Where? Because I understand it's necessary, and that's what he was doing with the Batman character. But I think he was a great Bruce Wayne. I loved him as Bruce Wayne. And then Batfleck was a good Batman. I think it was a good Batman. He was an okay Bruce Wayne. It was hard for me not to see Ben Affleck when I saw Bruce Wayne. So I don't know. But yeah, I like Val Kilmer, and I love the line that he gives in the movie when he stands up and he goes, "Harvey, I'm Batman." I love that. Love the delivery. Stranger Boy 101 says, thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Next Generation? It sucks. It tries to be clever and it fails. It's been years since I've seen it, and I remember thinking it was horrible when I was like 12 and watched it, and I haven't watched it since. And I know it's very memorable because it has Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey in it, but I don't know. Have you seen that train wreck of a movie?
No, I actually need to refresh my mind on these Texas Chainsaw. It's been a long time. The last one I saw was the one with Jessica Biel. So I need to watch all of them again.
I would say since you're on a horror kick, I'd definitely watch the first and the second. Those are the best to me. And then 3 is very strange in a different way. And then 4K, or not 4K, but the part 4, I guess, the Next Generation is just, it's almost like a parody. And it just doesn't make sense that a movie like that exists in this franchise. But I don't know. 4K Media Guy says, how many 4Ks and steelbooks do you own? I'm currently at 172 4Ks and 125 steelbooks.
I'll give it a guess. My steelbooks, I don't really have that many because I'm focused on slipcovers. So I think I have around like 40 steelbooks. And for the slipcovers, it's probably, like I said, like around 300, 400. Yep.
Yeah, I'd put myself probably around, I don't know where the hell I'm at. Probably at least 100 by now because I had 90 when I did my collection. Thoughts on Halloween 2018? Do you like Halloween 2018?
Yeah, I was excited to watch it in the movie theater because that was probably my first Michael Myers movie that I got to see in the movie theater. I actually didn't see Rob Zombies in the movie theater when it came out, surprisingly, but
good for you.
I did get to watch this one, and I enjoyed it in the theater. Like, I walked out, I was happy with what they did. I'm excited to see where it goes from there because, you know, Michael Myers is burned now. So,
yeah. The first Halloween movie I saw in theaters was Resurrection. So, and I was hyped as hell in the theater watching that movie. Like, I know it's bad. I don't think I realized it at the time because I was like 15 or 16. I was just happy to see Michael Myers movie in theaters. I was just excited. And it wasn't until a couple of years later I was like, this is not good. But yeah, I loved Halloween 2018. I think it definitely went down a little bit in quality when I watched it again at home, but I was super hyped watching that movie in theaters. All they had to do was put that original font, orange font, up on the screen and then show the pumpkin and the music. And I was just all in. I didn't care what they did at that point. They could have farted right in my face. And I would have still loved that movie. Which is how I felt when I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween. Stranger Boy 101 says, the only good thing about it is Matthew McConaughey. Kay says, if your partner despises watching movies, is that a make or break for you? Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, I haven't really had to make that decision in a very long time. I kind of forced my wife into being a movie fan a long time ago.
I would say it definitely would suck because you want to show your partner like what you like to watch, and I
Yeah.
think that would be a deal breaker. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say my wife's definitely not as into watching movies as I am, but she likes watching movies. I mean, that's like one of the main things that we do together, movies and TV. That's why we started a whole channel, Married with Media. So definitely go hit that subscribe button over there. Let's see, Shawshank Redemption versus Green Mile, where I haven't seen Shawshank in a while. I just watched the Green Mile. So off of that, I love Green Mile. Thought it was perfect. Gave it a 10 out of 10. I'd say Green Mile right now, but I have to rewatch Shawshank.
I'll go with the Green Mile as well.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Kay says, hot take, Tarantino deliberately mocked. Did you say that again? Are you rewriting this, or is this some kind of a glitch? Vinny Conrad says, what's your favorite Saw movie? The first one. The first one.
I have to say the first one too, because that plot twist, that's
the plot twist was the only good thing about the movie, to be honest. I remember like hating that movie the whole time I sat in the theater watching it until they got to the end, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh really? Damn, that was a good twist. And it made me like it again. Let's see. Tony Movie Chabby said, what is a director that you would love to see return into making movies again? Mine is Frank Darabont. Definitely. I don't know how that guy, if he would have made like a couple of more movies like The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption, he would be among the greatest filmmakers of all time. But like he only has those two as like masterpiece films. And then he did The Mist in 2007. Probably some other movies I'm not thinking of, but and then he did like the first season of The Walking Dead or something too. But yeah, Frank, would you like to see old Frank Darabont return to directing? Maybe a Shawshank Redemption Part 2?
That would be nice, actually.
I think that'd be actually kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember how Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman ended up in that movie. So if one of them died, I'm sorry, but it would be cool to revisit those two characters again. Kay says, franchise with the most consistent good films. That is a very good question. So if I'm thinking horror, I would go with Scream, because I think that all 4 of the Scream movies are good to great. Also Friday the 13th. I think all those movies are super fun. I don't know. What would you say?
Definitely Fast and the Furious, hands down. I'm just kidding. Don't say.
I was going to say that. I know you're a car guy, so I was going to say that.
I have to admit, Fast and the Furious is, after the third one, I kind of lost interest, so I'm just watching them because they come out.
So you're the same kind of fan of that franchise that I am then, because I love like the first 2. Like those are my movies. I've only seen part 5 of like the new era of Fast and the Furious. And it's a very good film, but it doesn't feel like a Fast and the Furious movie. It's completely different.
Yeah, I feel like we have way too many movies that are focused on action, so why not give us the actual car stuff, you know?
Yeah. Would you say Lord of the Rings, maybe?
Oh, Lord of the Rings is one of the best trilogies out there, so definitely.
But then you'd have to throw in the Hobbits, and that might bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really count the Hobbits, so.
That is a good question. I'm trying to think of another one that stands out as very consistent, but I'm comfortable with saying Scream, though. I think that's a good one. Yeah. Better overall movies, Anthony Hopkins or Al Pacino? Right now, because I'm kind of on an Al Pacino kick, I've seen a lot of great Al Pacino movies. I feel like more than Anthony Hopkins because, he has Silence of the Lambs, but I need to see The Father still. I'll go Al Pacino. I'll go Al Pacino right now.
I would say Al Pacino. I enjoy Carlito's Way, Scarface.
I need to watch Carlito's Way. Scarface was so good. That was like an almost perfect movie for me too. And I watched Dog Day Afternoon earlier this year. I thought that was great. And I watched Heat for the first time last year too. And he's phenomenal in that movie. So good. Harry Potter, thumbs up. Harry Potter, would you agree with that? Most consistent, but you have to throw Fantastic Beasts in there, and that might bring it down.
I'm in the process of watching that. Actually, I think I'm on the 3rd one now. So,
you enjoying them so far? Because I stopped at 4. I haven't seen past 4. It's not that they were bad; they just weren't for me. Like they're good movies.
Yeah,
but
I'm like really trying to get into them. So I think you have to have like, I don't know. It's just a really different world, and you gotta like invest your. I don't know. It's kind of like if you're not really into that magical stuff, it's kind of hard to get into. But I'm giving it a chance. So
yeah, I do want to return to it at some point, and because I might have watched Order of the Phoenix. I can't remember, but I remember seeing Goblet of Fire in theaters. I liked that one.
yeah,
I like Prisoner of Azkaban. I liked all the ones I saw. I still like the first one the most. But let's see. Danny K says Bruce Lee's scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was funny. Tarantino loves Bruce Lee. That's how I saw it. I mean, he was showing love. He was showing love. He obviously loves that kung fu stuff because he did Kill Bill. Kay said, "Who's your favorite movie? Psycho." Patrick Bateman, MVP. I'll go back to the original Psycho. I'd say Norman Bates is my favorite movie, Psycho. But Patrick Bateman's great too. Patrick Bateman. Have you seen American Psycho?
I have it with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I rewatched that one last year, and it held up pretty good. It's more of a comedy though than a horror movie. It's more of a comedy than I remembered it being. I laughed so much throughout that movie, which probably could tell you a lot about me, my sense of humor. But yeah, I'd say Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates. Do you have a favorite movie, Psycho?
Probably American Psycho is one of those top ones for me with Christian Bale. I think he killed that performance. So
there you go. Sydney Eubanks has a great question. Says, Ken, name your top 3 Robin Williams movie performances. R.I.P. If we're going performances, you can't leave out Good Will Hunting. It's his best performance. It's not my favorite movie with him in it, but it's his best performance by far. He won the Academy Award for it. And then I'll go Mrs. Doubtfire. I love Mrs. Doubtfire. It's in my top 20 movies of all time. Love that movie so much. And I was thinking about Jumanji or Hook, and I think I'm gonna go. I think I might go Hook.
Yeah, Hook is underrated.
I think I might go Hook. A lot of people talk shit about that movie, and I don't know why. I think it's a great movie, and I need to watch the 4K again. Yep, I got my. Where's it? I need to watch that in 4K pretty soon.
I have to give it a rewatch on 4K. I don't remember how it looked like.
I bought it 2 years ago, and I still haven't watched it in 4K. I love Hook, though. I love it. I love Jumanji and, Mrs. Doubtfire, all those movies. I even like Jack. A lot of people sleep on Jack, and that's one of my favorite Robin Williams movies, too. I just did a double feature watching Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2018. Halloween 1978 looks really good on 4K. Yeah, it does. It does. I watched that as soon as I bought it. Yeah, very good. And they're both good. That's a great double feature. I haven't tried that. Maybe I'll try that on Halloween this year. Stranger Boy 101 said, Freddy's dead or Jason goes to hell. That's easy for me. It's Jason goes to hell. That's my other hot take. That's like number 2 or 3 in the franchise for me. I love Jason Goes to Hell. And Freddy's Dead I have fun with it, but it's an awful movie. Awful movie.
I'll go with Jason.
Yeah. FYI, the original Salem's Lot is on Blu-ray, Warner Brothers. Okay. Cool. Kay says, who was your favorite movie character crush growing up? What would you say to that?
It started off with when I was younger, Jennifer Lopez, because she was acting a lot. And after Jennifer
Jack.
Lopez,
that was the first time I saw her was in Jack.
Yeah. And then after
the red gummy bears.
Jessica Alba.
I'll say, goddamn, why am I blanking on it? Selma Hayek and From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, I'll go Selma Hayek because I was 11 when I watched that movie, and I felt feelings that I had never felt up until that point. So I'll go Selma Hayek. Stranger Boy for me, Jason Goes to Hell at least was more interesting film and had an awesome character like Creighton Duke, but Freddy's Dead is unwatchable. I love Creighton Duke. I thought he was a great character. I'm with you, Tony. Brad Pitt or Leo for best movie discography. By the way, Mid-Level Media and 4K Media Guy are the best duo since Shaq and Kobe. Well, thank you, Kay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Best movie discography. Is he saying what's who has the best 4Ks out or Blu-rays? Is that what the question is?
I'm gonna guess that he's saying like which ones have the best movies, like Leo or Brad Pitt.
I have to go. That's tough. I have to go Leo because I think he's more of a leading man than Brad Pitt is. Brad Pitt is in a lot of ensembles. A lot of people don't realize that when they talk about Brad Pitt. He hasn't led like a ton of films. He's in a lot of ensembles, like at least his more popular movies. So I would go with Leo. I think has the better filmography for me.
Definitely Leo, man.
Yeah.
His younger acting too.
Yeah, he's always been like almost every movie he's been in, like he's the lead. He's the lead in that movie. For good reason. Stranger Boy 101 says favorite box sets you own. I'll get up for this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get up for this. I'm not gonna grab the Friday the 13th one. All right, so I got this last year, and I haven't watched all these yet, but I love this Columbia Classics 4K set that came out last year. I just love the way it's packaged. Like you open it up, and all of them are in the slipcover.
Yeah, that's nice.
They have their own individual slipcover, and then you have this nice like booklet inside too. What'd you say?
Aren't they making a volume 2 on that?
I heard rumors that they were going to, and they were taking like suggestions from people. But I don't think it's like officially in the works yet. But I mean, they could be working on it. They just haven't announced anything. But yeah, it's got this really awesome like book in it. And I just loved how they all had slip covers because you don't get that a lot often with the box set. You'll open it up and they'll just be like the Blu-ray cases. But yeah, that's a great box set that came out last year in the summer.
I will go with the steelbook of Lord of the Rings because it has like the 3 in here.
That's an awesome box set.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for them to reveal the artwork for the Middle Earth edition. I'm gonna see what that looks like.
I take it you are a big Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, definitely.
2 weeks in a row I've had big Lord of the Rings fans here. Film Geeks last week was a huge Lord of the Rings fan too. I like the movies. I've not seen them in a very long time though. I'm still waiting. I know the 4Ks for the Lord of the Rings is like down to 77 right now, and that might be good enough for me to get. I don't know. I dropped too much on 4K. Hopefully it's that way next week. I might pull the trigger on it, but I wanted it to get down to about 70 because I feel like it can, and then I was going to pull the trigger on it. But yeah, I'll rewatch it when I get it. Have you guys seen Never Sleep Again, Elm Street Legacy, and Crystal Lake Memories? I have seen Elm Street Legacy, but not Crystal Lake Memories. Have you seen any of those? Either of those?
I've seen the Crystal Lake Memories one. So, and I think there's the one that Never Hike in the Snow or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's those are the YouTube movies, like the fan films.
Yeah.
Never Hike Alone, the Never Hike in the Snow. They got like a couple of them. I haven't checked those out yet. I watched a Friday the 13th fan film like a couple of years ago, and it was awful. And I've heard good things about those, but I don't know. Every time I hear a good thing about a fan film, I watch it, and it's just, I don't know. I can't get into it. I can't get into it. Did you all see it? Get a chance to see Scott Pilgrim versus the World in Dolby theaters this past weekend? It was the 10th anniversary, and sound was amazing. I love that movie, says Mr. Rigby. No, I did not. Did you get a chance to see it?
I should, because that's probably one of my top favorite films. I was just waiting for the 4K to drop, but I probably should go watch it in theater. I'm trying to snag one of those AMC posters that they have. I'm going to see if probably I can get one because I want to put it up on my wall, but I don't know if they'll let me have it. It's worth a shot, though.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of that movie. I need to rewatch that one. That's another one I haven't seen since it came out. But perfect time to rewatch it. It's when the 4K comes out, so I will wait for that. Stranger Boy 101 says, I think Breckin Meyer got his start on Freddy's Dead. He did. I think that was the first movie I remember seeing him in. And also that movie has Roseanne and Tom Arnold in it too. Stranger Boy, thumbs up. Bill Tyrell, yes, it is. I watch it at least twice a year. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I need to check that one out then for sure. Hey, 4K Media Guy, did you pick up any physical media today? You want to show everybody what you picked up today?
I'll just show real fast. I picked up the Speed 4K Steelbook.
And I got the slipcover.
Yeah, they I don't know if they didn't have it on display or that I had them on pre-order, so I didn't see any on display though. Picked up the Rob Zombie trilogy.
Yeah, I saw you got that. I have a hard time getting that because I bought 3 from Hell, the 4K of it. So now I don't know if I want to get the trilogy or if I just want to buy the individual Devil's Rejects and
I don't
House of a
understand why
Thousand
they didn't
Corpses.
release the first 2 in 4K. See, that's my problem too, because I was gonna get the 4K 3 from Hell, but
how did you feel about 3 from Hell? Did you think that was a good end to the trilogy?
I haven't watched it yet. I've only watched
Oh, you haven't?
2, so that's why I'm gonna watch it with this one.
I liked that
On
movie.
it, though.
I thought it was good.
Really?
And I'm not a Rob Zombie fan, or at least I hate what he did with Halloween. I like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. And I thought that was a good close to the trilogy.
Last one I picked up, Big Fish 4K.
Oh yeah, he wrangled him that big fish.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. I got 300, and I got Blade. All right, so we got about 38 people in the chat right now, guys. If you can hit that like button, I would definitely appreciate it. Also, subscribe to my guest down below. All of his links are down there. We're trying to get him to 500 subs. Let's see if we got you there. Let's see. I'm doing that. You are at 500 subs, sir. You are at 500. Celebrate. And because you all got 4K Media Guy to 500 subs, I will be doing a Blade 4K digital code giveaway at the end of the stream. I will be doing that at the end of the stream, so stay tuned for that. Patrick Coran says, well, I'm getting tired. Have a good night. Well, thank you for joining us, Patrick Coran. 4K, what is a movie that most people like that you don't, says Married with Media.
People like that you don't.
So that's the opposite of last question.
Let's see. A movie that people like that I don't is what it is. There's been a couple actually. The New Mutants, for me, I didn't like it, but I don't know if a lot of people did.
I hated it. Yeah, I'm with you.
I didn't like the New Mutants, so that's
I'm
probably
with it.
one. But I don't know if it's a really big one that a lot of people like.
We found your culprit for the 500th subscriber, and he's right here, and his name's Mr. Rigby. He says, hey, 4K Media Guy, I was the 500th subscriber. Awesome.
Hey, man,
awesome stuff. Married with Media says, congrats on 500 subs. Stranger Boy says, are you excited for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I am, because I know that Fede Alvarez is involved, and I've liked all his stuff so far, but he's only producing. I wish he was directing, but yeah, sure. I'm excited for it. I didn't mind Leatherface. That one that came out, though, I think it was like straight to video. I thought it was decent.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to open my window real fast.
You're good. You're good. I'll just keep answering stuff. Kay says, have you guys seen Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne? Very underrated film. I have seen Deep Cover. I actually talked about that on the Physical Media Report a couple of weeks ago when that was announced. And the reason why I saw it was because I saw the trailer for it on Freddy's Dead VHS back when I was a kid. And I remember watching it on cable because I was interested based on that trailer. And it's been since I was a kid since I've seen it, but I remember it being a good movie, and I'm excited to rewatch it when that Criterion comes out because it's an excellent Criterion case. Have you seen Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne?
No. Every time I hear Deep Cover, I think of the Dr. Dre song, and that's probably like.
Yeah, it's it was a good movie. I'm excited for that one to come out. Stranger Boy 101 says the only Texas Chainsaw movies I truly love are the first, the second, and the remake. So if you're talking about 2003 remake, I'm probably with you there. I think I would love all those movies too. Definitely a glitch can. Whoops. LML. A favorite actor who went from TV show to Hollywood A-list. Big Willie for me. That's a good question. Favorite actor who went from TV show to Hollywood A-list. Do you have anybody besides Will Smith?
I would say Johnny Depp.
Yeah. He's in 21 Jump Street. Right?
Started off in, I think,
Growing Pains.
Yeah, there you go. Growing Pains.
Yeah, that he has to be the one, man. He has to be the best. Yeah, definitely Leonardo. I hope Ronnie Yu comes back to directing. Yeah, Ronnie Yu. I'm trying to think of what he did. I know he did some horror sequels in like the Nightmare and franchise, I think. Does anyone use headphones while watching movies? Any tips or recommendations? I don't use headphones while I'm watching movies. I usually watch movies with the subtitles on most of the time because if I can't blast it loud enough for me to hear, because I'm getting old and my hearing's not as good as it used to be. So yeah, I watch subtitles most of the time.
I use just my TV.
Yeah. Stranger Boy 101 says the only Child's Play movie I don't like is Seed of Chucky. Well, I don't like Seed of Chucky, and I don't like Cult of Chucky, and I don't like Bride of Chucky. But Bride of Chucky is not my least favorite. I'd say it's third from the bottom. Dope Desperado poster, 4K Media Guy. Is that your favorite Salma Hayek film? Mine's got to be From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, that's my favorite. But is that your favorite Salma Hayek movie?
Desperado, the trilogy is kind of underrated. I hope it gets a 4K. I'm hoping that.
Yeah. It will. Definitely. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. I had a very long day today. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Tony, for being in here as long as you did, man. I appreciate it. Alex Thomas says Hook looks amazing at 4K. That's good to hear. Glad we got a recommendation for it. I need to see Hook. I've been putting it off for so long, not because it could be bad, but because I have so many titles to watch. Yeah, same here. I mean, that's the curse of the collector. We just have so much to watch and so little time. Edits for Your Soul says, does it? I should pick it up. Yeah, you definitely should. Kay says, just watched Denzel's Fallen for the first time today. Chill-inducing movie. Loved it. Yeah, Denzel's Fallen is a great movie. I need to rewatch that myself. Thoughts? Home Movie Collection 8K says, thoughts on the Clerks movies. Currently doing a double feature of those. Do you like the Clerks films? Kevin Smith, have you seen them?
It's been too long, man, since I've seen those. I know they're popular, but
yeah, I love the first Clerks, one of my favorite comedies of all time, and the second Clerks I thought was a really good sequel. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember laughing a good amount in the theater when I watched it. But I don't own either one of those two currently on physical media, so I'm waiting for Arrow to do some kind of a collector's release like they did with Mallrats for Clerks, hopefully, because I think it deserves it. But yeah, those are good movies. John says, John is here. What's up, John? How are you doing, John? I don't know John, but I'm glad he's here. He's got a cool Spider-Man icon right there. Invincible is the best superhero piece of entertainment since Endgame. Well, that's cool to hear. I'm going to have to check that out. Imagine they went to grab a box set, but all you heard was boom and the shelf falling. I would feel horrible. That would be horrible if that happened to you after what happened to you last night. You've had too much stuff happen to you, man. So we don't wish that upon 4K Media Guy to happen or myself. These shelves, they're nailed in, so I think they'll be okay as long as I don't overweight them. I don't know. Kel Daly says, hey, Ken, stop by to support after the Denzel episode. I brought Remember the Titans off your recommendation. Awesome, man. It's a really good sports movie from the early 2000s. You a fan of Remember the Titans?
Yeah, I enjoy that film a lot.
Yep, that is a good movie. Kay says, most sentimental item in your collection that means the most to you. That's a good question. Most sentimental item in your collection that means the most to you. Do you have something to grab?
Yeah, let me go grab it. 1 second.
So I'll go ahead and show off a film that means the world to me. One of my favorite films of all time, and I'm so happy to have it in 4K. Has a really awesome lenticular cover, and that is E.T. One of the best 4Ks, one of the best movies, the best Spielberg film. You guys know it. I love E.T., so I had to bring out E.T. again. I'm sorry for that, guys. Huckbone says, awesome Columbia box and the Lord of the Rings steelbooks. Yeah, they're both great box sets. Kay says, what movie biopic do you really want to see happen? Trying to think. I had a good answer for this not too long ago. Did you get it?
Yeah.
I'll take us back.
So it's gonna be the Blu-ray of The Lost Boys. I know it's simple, but I grew up watching this in VHS. Like my mom had a horror collection on VHS, so that's
Yeah.
how I got into movies younger. And so I kind of watched this as a kid, and it's kind of crazy because like watching horror movies at a younger age back then in the '90s was kind of like a big thing, but
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely it's a nostalgia film for me, and I never get bored of watching it. So
I need to watch it again because I do have that Blu-ray copy as well, for sure. But yeah, I picked. I threw up ET because it was the only thing I could think of.
I actually picked that up recently too, the ET.
It's an awesome box set. I mean, jokes aside, like I think it's a really cool box set. I was happy to order this like 2 years after it came out and still get the actual packaging with it. I didn't even know it had a slipcover. I thought this was the only edition that it had.
Yeah,
so that's actually cool.
Sign actually because at the convention I'm going, there's going to be some actors from ET going to be there, so I'm going to probably get the sign there.
Yeah, I think somebody sent me that on Instagram about that. Let's see. Do you have anybody that you would like to see a movie biopic about? A movie biopic about any kind of actor, celebrity? I mean, I love the music biopics, so
hold on.
I don't know. I would love to see one on like some band from the 80s or something. I'm struggling to think of an answer here. I don't know. Have they done one on Kiss yet? Have they done a biopic on Kiss yet? I'm trying to think. Michael Jackson. Let's do a biopic on Michael Jackson. I think we already had the one in the 90s, that VH1 series. I forget what it was called. It was like something Dream. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about like him as a kid. I want to see a Michael Jackson one. I know it would be hard to do, and there's a lot of issues they would have to go through to do it, but I don't even want him to go into the bad stuff, to be honest with you. I just want like a straight Michael Jackson biopic and just focus on his music and stuff, to be honest. I don't even want any of that other crap in there.
Yeah, that's a good pick, though, Michael Jackson. For a biopic, probably, I know Eminem got his movie 8 Mile. I think Eminem... Do you think Eminem should have acted more into acting?
I mean, I think he did really good in that movie because it was specific to his story and he just knew how to play the character because it was him. And I mean, he has to be one of the only artists to get a biopic like 3 years after he actually got famous.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would have been up for him doing more movies for sure. I mean, I think a biopic of him now, played by another actor, would be super interesting.
Yeah, I'd go with Eminem.
Yeah, so I'd be down for that. Stranger Boy, or Kel said something. Alex Thomas, Never Sleep Again, recently got watch, and his name is Jason Voorhees. Never Hike Alone is amazing, says Stranger Boy. Glad Fallen is getting some shine. It's a top 5 Denzel movie for me. I really like it as well. Speaking of biopics, I just watched October Sky, and that was a phenomenal film. I agree. I definitely agree. Have you seen October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I actually haven't watched it, but now I know he's in there, so I'm gonna have to give it a watch.
It's a good movie. It's another one of those kind of like feel good, kind of heartwarming, true story movies. Cal L said, "Now see what you've done and did, Tom Arnold. Freddy's dead." Kay said, "What's your favorite Nolan film other than The Dark Knight?" Interstellar. I'll go Interstellar.
You picked mine, so yeah, Interstellar. It kept me entertained. So
I think Inception's a good movie. I'm just not a huge Inception fan. I don't like hype it up like everybody else does, and I wasn't a huge fan of Dunkirk, and Tenet was good, wasn't great. So I'll go Interstellar because I really like that movie. But also The Prestige is up there for me as well. That's the one I need to rewatch.
Those are hard to find on 4K right now. So.
Yeah, I remember when they came out. I wish I would have snatched them. They had The Prestige, and didn't they have Interstellar? I got Interstellar. I was lucky enough to get that with the slipcover when I ordered it off Amazon. Yeah. Bill Tyrell says, "Ken, I love your hillbilly voice into Walmart." Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Every time I'm like, is it too much that I'm doing this every week? I might need to stop soon. I don't know. I feel like I'm offending people. Sidney Eubank says, "Which Clint Eastwood movie would you watch? Absolute Power or Blood Work?" I'd watch both of them because I haven't seen them. But congrats on 500 subscribers, 4K Media Guy. Stacked up on some Long John Silver's fish and about to pick a scary movie to watch. It's a good Tuesday night on my side of the pond. Awesome, man. So you're over there on your side of the pond. Where you at, Mr. Dingo? Where you located at? Let me know. Mr. Rigby says October Sky is really good. I agree. Mr. Dingo says, do you think Leatherface is scarier as a tall, buff version or a fat, mental version? I personally loved Gunnar Hansen's version. I don't know the actors of Leatherface enough to know which one Gunnar Hansen was in. I think Leatherface is the creepiest and the scariest in the first one. The very first one, just because it feels more real and raw than all the other performances. But yeah, I guess I like my Leatherface fat, little husky. I think that works. Do you like muscly Leatherface or husky Leatherface?
I'll go husky.
Husky Leatherface.
Leave the tallness for Michael Myers.
Yeah, that's Michael Myers is buff. Jason's buff. We need some husky love there too. ABS says, hello guys, can you show the full design of the I forget that's this guy every time before I read. Can you show the full design of your t-shirt you are wearing now with standing and full screen each other? By the way, nice tees. Sure. Let's do the modeling show for ABS, the weirdo. So I got Darth Vader on my shirt because it's May the 4th, and he's got a Star Wars shirt, The Mandalorian.
Yep.
All right, so now you got to do it one more time with the inverted ones. All right, here you go. All right, there you go. And as you can tell, 4K Media has a much more chest definition than I do. So now I feel bad about myself. Cal L. Daly says TV. Yeah, it's been like over a year. Cal L. Daly says TV to A-list: Will Smith, Bruce Willis, Michael J. Fox, Clooney. Gotta be top 5. TV to A. Okay, he's saying all that. Bruce Willis. What was Bruce Willis in? Michael J. Fox, I know, Family Ties. Clooney was in ER. And Clooney was in Roseanne too. I don't remember Bruce Willis being anything. Do you?
No, I don't. That's weird. I didn't know he was in TV.
Yeah, I did not know that. Bride of Chucky is awesome, but the first to me is the best. Yeah, I like part 2 the best, The Child's Play. That's my favorite. And then I would go the first, and then I'd go part 3. And then probably Curse. Mr. Dingo said, just watched Nomadland and thought it was trash. Sorry, mid-level. How is that movie trash? In no universe is Nomadland trash. Like, I can see that you just thought it was boring and didn't like it, but it's not trash. Come on now. If you have Roku TV, you can connect Bluetooth headphones and watch movies that way. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about getting some headphones so I could better immerse myself into the sound, because I review 4Ks and I'm only using a soundboard, so I feel like I'm inadequate when I'm reviewing them sometimes because I don't like fully dive into the sound. So I was wanting some headphones because I can't do a big sound system and be watching that shit at like 2 a.m. when my family's asleep. It's just not going to happen. So I figured I could kind of buy some really expensive headphones and watch it that way. Kay says, what do you guys think of Mahershala Ali playing Blade? I think he'll kill it. I thought that was some of the best casting I'd ever heard of. I think he's going to be fantastic. That's my thoughts. Are you looking forward to him? Yeah, I could just see it. As soon as they said it, I was like, I see that movie with Mahershala Ali. It just feels right. I know he's going to kill it. Thanks. I was inquiring more of a pre-audio phones. Mr. Dingo says, you can turn on Nomadland and go buy a double cheeseburger at McDonald's and then come home, and you would literally miss nothing. You would miss all the beautiful cinematography, and the freaking score is amazing, man. Did you watch Nomadland?
No, I see everybody picking it up though. Is it worth it, or is it?
Did you find it anywhere? Because I didn't find it anywhere
I
in
actually
stores.
haven't seen it in my store actually. So
Yeah, I think you gotta get it off online. But I don't know. It just depends on what your taste in movies is. Do you like slow, just like slice of life movies about just a character kind of moving through life, like
not
a drifter?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it depends on your taste. If you're not into that kind of stuff, you probably won't be into Nomadland. Vinny Comrade said, do you need a big room to be a serious physical media collector? No, this room's not that big. So I would say no. You don't need the Blu-rays are pretty small. You can fit a lot in a small area.
I would say for like a dream Blu-ray room, like yeah, you would want a big room. I started off in my bedroom, but now like I have my whole living room is a freaking collection, so that's how
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you don't need a big room at all, man. Unless you've got like, Basement Blues collection. He's got that big corridor in his house, just all lined up with Blu-rays.
Hollywood
Mr. Dingo said thoughts on the Hatchet movies. I like the first one and the second one, and I don't think I've seen the third. And I thought Victor Crowley was horrible. And that's my thoughts on the Hatchet movies. Do you like those movies?
I actually haven't seen them. They were at my FYE, so I'm thinking of picking those up because they had all three of them. So I'll probably pick those up. And isn't Danielle Harris in those?
Yeah, I think I don't think she comes in. She might be in the first one, but for some reason I didn't think she came until the second. But I could be wrong because it's been a while since I've seen the first one. But they're fun, just very exaggerated, like slasher horror, just like extreme, like almost spoof comedy level exaggeration with those movies. Like they cut an arm off and it just like sprays for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like a freaking Mel Brooks movie. But yeah, they're fun. They're not scary, but they're fun. P. DeGago says, "Are Mondo steelbooks worth it?" I mean, it just depends. I mean, a lot of steelbooks are Mondo. A lot of ones you find in Best Buy are Mondo. Yeah, I mean they're good quality steelbook, I'd say. How would you rank the Dark Knight trilogy? Says Reaction Life 21. Do you want to go first on this?
I'll go with the Dark Knight, and then Batman Begins, and then the Dark Knight Rises.
Yep, I go Dark Knight Rises, and Batman Begins. I think they're all great movies, though. Biopic, I want Marvin Gaye and Richard Pryor. That'd be a good one. Richard Pryor, especially. I wish they'd make Nirvana biopic, but there's too much controversy around Kurt Cobain's suicide. Yeah, man. They can just cut out all the controversy. I only care about the music anyway. I know a lot of people didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody because it didn't really dive deep into like Freddie Mercury and his homosexuality and all of that stuff. And I'm like, I just cared about the music and just seeing the band, how they came together, how they created the songs. That's all I really care about. So just don't go into all the controversial stuff and just skirt around it. I don't know.
I would say a good one too is Linkin Park because they have like a very diverse band. Like they got DJ, they got like it's metal and rap at the same time.
And that's another one like Eminem. It's like that to me feels like a new artist, like a newer, but they're like 20 years old now. Yeah. So you could definitely do a biopic of Linkin Park. And I think that's one that would be very interesting. And I don't know how you would, just because I watched like her documentary this year, but Britney Spears would probably be a very interesting documentary, or not documentary, but biopic. Jackson 5, The American Dream was the movie you're talking about. Yes, thank you. That's exactly it. I remember watching that on like VH1 when I was a kid. Julia Roberts was a jerk on the Hook movie, and that a lot of the hates. Are you saying that her character was a jerk, or she was a jerk on the set?
She was probably more like a selfish character because she wanted her way all the time. But
yeah. Don't talk smack about Julia Roberts. She's a national treasure. Tiana Lowe's movie says favorite Adam Sandler movie, Alex. Favorite Alex Sandler movie, I would go with. That's tough. I feel like I have to go with a comedy because it's Adam Sandler, but it's hard for me not to go Uncut Gems. I love that movie. But if I'm going comedy, I'll go Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is my favorite comedy.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's probably my second favorite comedy, and that's probably Billy Madison after that, and Waterboy. He doesn't make good comedies like he used to, that's for sure. Mr. Dingo said they have several biopics of Michael Jackson, but unfortunately they're all Oscar the Grouch trash. Yeah, I want a good one. I want a really good one. Do you know anybody it's into fitness and movies? Sure, a lot of people are.
It used to be me, but after this whole pandemic, I just stopped going to the gym. But I got to get back in there because all this time I'm sitting down watching movies. I'm like, I at least have to get like cardio or something in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a treadmill out there that I bought earlier this year, and I was trying to get weights and stuff, but it's like I barely walk on it. There's something about I just can't do the home workouts
Yeah, I
because like
can't
when
do
I'm at
it.
home, it's like I'm at home. I'm like relaxed. I'm watching movies. I just it's hard for me to stay focused on that. But when I go to the gym, that's my time to work out. I'm in there for an hour. I do what I need to do, get my shit
Right.
done, and I get out. Um, but I don't want to pay the freaking gym membership either and end up not going. But I don't know. It's tough. I need to get back. Vinny Conrad said, "Are you going to pick up Big Fish 4K?" You did pick up Big Fish 4K, and I don't know if I am. If it's in stores next week, I might grab it.
I think it was only $22, so that's not bad.
Is that like a big, thick case like the 2012 one was?
No,
Because I know
it's a
Sony
regular
was doing
size.
those. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that. NM Media says, I want to pull the trigger on that Lord of the Rings 4K, but the new Middle Earth collection
Yeah.
will include special features. Might have to wait. Yeah. Is that going to be like combined with the Hobbit movies?
Yeah, it's
Or
supposed to be the complete thing. It's gonna be like the ultimate edition you'll ever get. So
then I'll probably just get the 4K of the Lord of the Rings because I don't need the Hobbit movies on 4K. Yeah, I think the first one's okay, but
what do you
the
think
other
about
ones.
the Lord of the Rings having its own show coming on Amazon?
Yeah, sure. If they got a story to tell and it's good, I mean, Game of Thrones is a great show. So if they can make something like that, like set in the Lord of the Rings universe, I mean, I played was it the Shadow of Mordor games that
Yeah.
came out? I thought those were good games. So I think there's some stuff and some stories to tell there. So just hopefully they put some care and craft into it, and
Well,
I'll watch it
they
for
actually
sure.
announced that the profit for the show is probably the biggest profit they have for any kind of show. It's already at.
Man, Amazon's killing it. Amazon's killing it with their shows and stuff. I think they have some really good content, and I would say their content's better than Netflix at this point, just like with their movies and TV shows.
Right.
I mean, they got Invincible, which everybody's loving, The Boys. That show Upload that came out last year, I really enjoyed. Utopia was on there. I really enjoyed that. They got some really good shows over there, and Netflix better watch out because they release crap after crap after crap on that freaking
Yeah.
thing, and they try to get by on quantity, and they don't give a shit about quality at all. But Cal El Daly says, well, no, he says, I just want Blade and Ghost Rider in one movie. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. All this talk about Mortal Kombat, what do you guys think about the Street Fighter films? I've only seen the one with Raul Julia, and it was what it was. I didn't think it was that great when I was a kid, and I haven't rewatched it since. Have you seen that one?
I've never seen it. I actually was never into Street Fighter. I never got into it like that. I was more of like Tekken and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know 4K. 4K Corner was on my show. He said he was more of a Street Fighter guy than Mortal Kombat. I'd say I liked both pretty equally. I love Street Fighter 2. I played that all the time on Super Nintendo. And then when I went to my friend's house, I would play Mortal Kombat on their Genesis. So I like them both. Reaction Life 21 said, how many years have you guys been collecting for? That is a good question. Do you want to answer that?
So I started collecting. This all started with my dad because my dad would go to physical media stores. Like he was into music, so when we went to the music store, they would always have DVDs or VHS. At the time, it was VHS. So I would ask him if he could buy me one film here or there, and I think I had Home Alone 2 was one of my top ones. My VHS. I had to have Jurassic Park. I had a couple here and there. And then DVD came out, started collecting a little bit, but I didn't get real serious until Blu-ray, and that's when I started really collecting. So the start of Blu-ray would probably be where I started.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I wouldn't say I collected VHSs. I just had them because my family would buy them, and we just had VHSs. Now I have a lot of those in my collection now, but I would say maybe I collected VHS because when I got like 14 or 15, I would buy a lot of horror movies on VHS. So I do have a good size horror collection on VHS still. And then I started a DVD collection probably around 16, 17. So it was about 2002, 2003. And then that carried me into my mid-20s. And then I sold all my DVDs like an idiot because I was going to go digital. And then I quickly gave up on that, went back and started collecting Blu-rays probably in 2016. 2016, 2017. So yeah, probably about 5 years I've been doing Blu-rays and 4Ks. Dirty Dancing 4K is the best looking steelbook this year so far. I agree. The only one that could give it a run for its money is the Do the Right Thing Target steelbook. I thought was pretty amazing. And the Dread one looked really good too. Did you guys buy tickets for Army of the Dead? Is that showing in theaters? I thought that was a Netflix movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you live in the U.S. reaction. Maybe where you're at, maybe they are showing it in theaters. You'd have to let me know. Cal Daly said, "Do you think we'll get a physical release of J.L. Snyder Cut?" Yeah, we're definitely getting that. They haven't announced it officially yet, but yeah, it's coming. Or did they announce it officially? I forget what's a rumor and what's.
It's getting a steelbook and it's supposed to get a regular 4K. There's no Blu-ray so far that I know.
It's June, 4K. Right? Comes out in June. I think in June.
June.
Yeah. So get excited, KL, because it's coming out soon. Mr. Dingo said, "What games are you currently playing and what console?" I'm playing Jack Black's Brutal Legend. That's a interesting pick. I remember that. I bought it, and I think that I still have it in the plastic. If you go back and watch my entire Xbox collection, which I uploaded like December of last year, I think I pulled that one out, and I still had it in the plastic, so I never played it. I'm not really playing any games right now. I just don't have a lot of time for games. But what are you playing?
I'm still playing Battlefield 1. I'm excited because they're going to announce Battlefield 6 for the new consoles. So we're supposed to be getting a trailer for that anytime soon. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, definitely. I remember playing you remember the Bad Company games? Yeah. I like those a lot. I like the first one and the second one. I played a lot of the multiplayer on the second one, actually.
Definitely addicting.
Yeah, I think I played a little bit of Battlefield 3, but I didn't get as hooked on it as I did with the Bad Company games. Eternal Melancholy is here. It says, "Hi all, just tuned in. What movie is your favorite that you'll never give up?"
E.T.
I'll never give up on this movie. I don't care how hard Rev or anybody else comes at me. I'll always love this movie. It's my second favorite movie of all time. But that's mine.
Go with the original Scream.
There you go. That's a great choice. I'm playing Dreamcast. LOL. Seriously. Nice. You're playing Dreamcast? That came out. Do you remember the date that Dreamcast came out? Because they promoted it. It was in 1999. It was September 9th, 1999. They promoted it as 9/9/99. That was the date when it came out. I don't know why I remember that, but I just remember those commercials. Yes, it's available in USA. You can buy tickets for Army of the Dead in select theaters. It's going to be in theaters for 1 week. Then we'll go. Okay. I did not know that at all. Eternal Melancholy says, "Is that Star Wars box set worth buying or buy them individually?"
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't have any of them on 4K yet. Vinny Conrad said, "When is Heat coming to 4K?" It doesn't have an official announcement yet, but hopefully soon. I know they announced that and Speed together. Without release dates, which are both rumors at the same time because they're both Fox Disney catalog titles. And Speed got a date, and that never did. So hopefully we'll hear something soon. Reaction Life 21 said, a lot of people bought tickets. It almost sold out by 12 p.m. Well, cool. I mean, it is a new Zack Snyder film, and everybody's hyped up after the Justice League movie. How did you feel about the Justice League movie? Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. Like, I watched it in one go. And you know how it's in parts, but it didn't feel like it was so long to me. I was enjoying everything about it. So
I thought it flowed pretty good. I woke up, same thing, I think Thursday morning. I was happy that they dropped it on Thursday morning because I got to watch it before I went back to work on Friday because I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday too.
Yeah, so I was really happy they did that and they didn't freaking drop at 3 a.m. on Friday morning like they usually, or 12 a.m. your time. You actually get it at midnight. I got to wait till freaking 3 a.m. So yeah, I watched it that whole day, and I was hard on that movie. Just when it was announced, I was like, "Why are y'all doing this? It just doesn't make any sense. Who cares?" I liked a lot of things about it, though. I thought it was a good movie, and I'm glad that it exists.
Yeah.
What you guys think about Carrie movies, and do you see that becoming a bigger franchise with sequels? The Carrie movies, I think the first one is a great horror film. directed by Brian De Palma, and I've seen The Rage once. It's been a very long time. That came out in like, I think 99, I think, and like 98. Have you seen the sequel to the Carrie or any of the
I
Carrie
haven't
movies?
seen Carrie. Doesn't that have a 4K or does it not? It doesn't have one.
No, I don't think so. I
So
don't
I'll
think it
probably have to
does.
pick it up on Blu-ray because I've been interested to watch it. I always hear about it. So
It's a really good horror movie. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like one of the best of all time or anything, but it's a really good horror movie. The sequel I don't think was as good, and then the remake with Chloe Grace Moretz
right.
was okay. It was fine. I don't think it was awful or anything, but definitely wasn't because the first. If we talk an Army of the Dead, how about Army of Darkness? LOL. They're making a new Evil Dead movie. Yeah, I hear all kinds of Evil Dead movie announcements. Like Fede Alvarez is supposed to be doing a new Evil Dead. Then they're supposed to be doing one with Ash. I don't know what the hell they're doing with that franchise. Maybe that's the same movie. Who knows? Joshua Jones says Steelbook 4K Star Wars box set, $800 eBay. Damn. Did you say you had that?
I had the individual steelbooks. So is that
Yeah,
the
the
same?
individuals. What do you think of the Fly box set Ken has? Is it worth getting? I haven't watched any of them yet. I mean, I've seen the original Fly with Jeff Goldblum a bunch, but I haven't watched any of the other Flies in that box set. But I love it just for the artwork alone is incredible.
Every time I walk into Walmart, I'm tempted to buy that. It's just I've never seen them, but for the price, it doesn't seem bad.
Yeah, it was a big deal like last year when I was hunting for it and like I couldn't find it, and then I found it one week and didn't get it, and then I'd go back and get it, and now like I see it every week. Every week it's in Walmart. Like it's not that in the Omen collection, which I recommend the Omen collection too. It's got great artwork as well.
Yeah.
Do you all have any Pixar Steelbook films in your collection? I don't. Well, no, hold on. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I'll get some out. I'll get some out. I got some of the newer ones.
Actually, I don't have any Pixar's though. I just have those in slipcovers, so.
Do you have any?
No, I just have them in slipcovers.
Yeah, I know they released them all like in 4K with steelbooks. So I wasn't into buying them. I don't know. They're too expensive, and it's like when you have Disney Plus, it's like they're all on there. I know I'm into physical media, but it's like I don't know, they just weren't worth me buying. But I do have Incredibles, which a lot of people say this is worth like $200 to $300 on eBay, so that's an expensive one that I have in my collection. And I've got the Incredibles 2, which is like one of the worst steelbook designs of all time. A freaking washing machine with freaking clothes hamper on the back. So yeah, yep. Unboxing Movies is here. Unboxing Movies with me is here. He says, "Hey Ken, good to see you again." Hey, good to see you, man. I'm glad you decided to join us tonight. I appreciate you being here. Eternal Melancholy says, "I'm finally getting my Grindhouse movies this Friday. I'm excited. A month wait is ridiculous." Awesome. I need to watch more Grindhouse movies. I'm assuming you're not talking about the Grindhouse, Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, that you're talking about actual like old school Grindhouse, but could be wrong. Guys, name one movie you think people should watch that people don't seem to know much about. I'll say watch The Invitation. I think it's on Netflix. The film directed by Karen Kusama, and it's one of the most tense, thrilling, suspense horror movies I've ever seen. I love that movie. Have you seen The Invitation?
No, I haven't not seen it. So
same director did Jennifer's Body. That's a completely different type of film. It's not like that one at all. But it's a really good film that I think more people should check out. And also, I'll show some love to this found footage horror movie, Creep. I think this is on Netflix too. And it's one of the best found footage movies with a freaking excellent performance by Mark Duplass, who just kills it in this role as the Creep. So he's awesome in the movie. So I think more people need to watch that one. Mr. Rigby said, my favorite is the Wall-E Steelbook. Godzilla versus King Kong 4K Steelbook is day one pre-order for me, y'all. I don't remember the design on that one. I need to check that one out. Godzilla versus King Kong. Let's see. Do you think you spent 1K for physical media yearly? I mean, probably more than that. I would say. I know I go to the Dollar Tree a lot, but I'd say I at least spend 200 to 300 a month on physical media, maybe more. Because every week I budget myself at like 50, and I always go over. So it's probably like 300 every month. So that's at least what's 300 times 12? It's like, is that 3,000? 3,000. Yeah, I spent about $3,000 on physical media. I guess that sounds bad when I say it like that, but
That has to be Arrow and Screen Factory and all that.
yeah, when you add up all that in 4Ks, and it just, like I said, I know I go to the Dollar Tree a lot, but I still spend a lot on physical media. Yeah, I'd say 3,000 to 4,000, I guess.
For the movies he was saying.
Yep.
I recommend King Arthur. I don't know if this gets talked a lot about, but it's actually a fun. If you like medieval time stuff, this is definitely a fun movie to watch. But make sure you watch the director's cut.
Is that the one with Clive Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, my favorite King Arthur movie is First Night with Sean Connery. I love that one.
And then also the first Butterfly Effect. So
hey, I got that a couple weeks ago. I think it's underrated. I talked about it recently, and I need to rewatch it. But a lot of people seem to trash on that movie, and I thought it was a really fun, unique sci-fi story.
I think Ashton Kutcher was underrated because he was mostly comedy, and then this one he's more like drama.
Yeah,
he pulls off the drama. So
I remember his performance being excellent in that movie. Yeah. Huckbone asks, do you both have a favorite Funko Pop? I see some behind you. Yeah, I do. Do you have a Funko Pop? Let me go
get mine. I have the John Wick right here, but
all right, so I will say Reagan, my Exorcist Pop. Not just because The Exorcist is my favorite horror movie of all time, but because of this freaking green puke on the box. I just think that's so badass that they put that on the box of this pop. It's great. All right, so while we're waiting for him to bring his back, you got yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with two of them. I kind of cheated, but probably Luke Skywalker, with Yoda on his back.
Yeah,
that's the 40th anniversary.
That's a good one. So I work in a warehouse where we ship out pops. So I see like thousands of those all the time, and we literally shipped out like 5,000 of the Edward Scissorhands with like the Bush one, where he's like chopping the bush, and that Luke Skywalker one. I remember going out, and I always think they look really cool, and I would like to order them all, but I can't do it. So I try to only collect horror pops. I just kind of drop myself down to just doing that. Reaction Live 21 said, I heard old movies are much better in 4K. Is it true? I think a lot of old movies do look really good in 4K, if I'm being honest, because a lot of them will maintain that film grain. And they feel like older movies still, just with that kind of 4K HDR sheen over it. I don't know. I think a lot of older movies look great in 4K. But what would you pick, new movies or older movies?
Definitely old, because you want to see the restoration in the picture, especially if it's outdated a bit. So
I feel like a lot of modern movies look just as good in Blu-ray as they do in 4K. A lot of the times you'll see that, but
it depends if the movie is dark as well. So if it's a dark movie, you gotta.
I don't know. I watched Donnie Darko last week, and that was pretty dark, and it didn't really look great. So yeah, sometimes it should work like that, but it didn't in that case. Hey Ken, have you got to check out Star Wars: The Bad Batch yet? Have you seen The Bad Batch yet? I'm not into the Star Wars animation as much.
I watched the whole Clone Wars already, but I haven't checked out The Bad Batch yet. So
okay, yeah, I have to get into watching all of those
It gets
before
dark, dude. It starts off as a kids show, but then it really gets dark, and it
I've been
goes.
wanting to watch them all with my son for the longest time, just making time to do it, like the Clone Wars and then Rebels, and then I'll dive into the Bad Batch. But yeah, everybody's talking about it, so hopefully it's good. Grindhouse Carnage sale, awesome. So you're waiting on your Easter Carnage sale still? Okay, I got you. Sorry you haven't got that yet. Will you guys be buying the Dead Zone Scream Factory release? I watched the Dead Zone last year and I thought it was okay. I don't know if I'll buy that. I love the artwork on it. I just don't know if I want the movie. I'll probably buy House of Wax though for sure.
So I pre-ordered both of those, the House of Wax and the Dead Zone.
Yeah, I might end up getting it too. And I'll give it another chance. I do love the artwork on it. So it's a lot of times with those Scream Factories.
Yep, they get you with that slipcover.
If they hit me with some really badass artwork, which they really do, sometimes I don't have to love the movie to buy it. Like I don't love House of Wax. I think it's a solid modern day slasher movie, but I'm gonna buy it because I like the artwork. Let's see. Have you seen a movie called Would You Rather? I think it's better than Ready or Not, which is a lot of like. No, I've not seen that. Not seen that. Do you collect TV shows, physical media? Not as much. Not as much. Do you?
The only one I have is Game of Thrones 4K.
Yeah, I have the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray, not 4K yet. Is Blade Runner director's cut worth getting? I would go with the final cut over the director's cut. I think that's the definitive cut of that film. Talking Cobra Kai is here. What's up? Definitely go check out Talking Cobra Kai if you like Cobra Kai. If you like the Karate Kid, does some great content over there. What's up, guy? Huckbone says, excluding any dollar store score, what's one of the best deals you've scored up recently? I just got Wolf of Wall Street on Blue for $4. I mean, recently, just because of today. I mean, I got Blade for $18. I thought that was a pretty good deal. That Planet of the Apes for $5 was a good set for sure.
I would say I got this one's good. I got this one for $5, and it's a new release. So
you got that for $5? Where'd you buy that? Best Buy?
No, I have a guy that sells movies from his house.
Okay.
Yeah, so he sells them cheap. So
okay, I was gonna say, at least you didn't buy it for $30 at Target.
Yeah.
Vinny Conrad said, "What's your favorite Tarantino movie?" Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. Do you have a favorite?
For Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I still need to rewatch Kill Bill. It's been a while. I watched it when it first came out.
That's my second favorite.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time gets better and better for me every time. All right, does animation look good on 4K? Most certainly does. Most certainly does. So, what's up, guys? Bearded Film Guy here. Any of you guys grab the new Battle Royale 4K from Arrow? Patiently waiting for it to arrive. Yeah, I'm hoping I might order that soon. I don't remember when the release date for that one is, but
it's right here. So
oh yeah, you did get that, didn't you? So yeah. I saw Tony put up a picture of that on his Instagram. It was all smashed up or something in the box.
Yeah, I just saw that today. That sucks.
So I'm a little reluctant to order from it now. Yeah, it's a great set. That's a great set. But all right, guys, we're gonna end on this question right here. And then we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to do the Blade 4K giveaway. Mr. Dingo said, when will you get the PS5 or Xbox Series X? Maybe around Christmas time. I'll probably end up getting the Xbox Series X for my son because he's big into Xbox. So he's going to want the latest Fortnite updates and all that shit. So I'll probably surprise him with that for Christmas. So that won't be for me. I'll probably get the PS5 for me maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know. I don't play games a whole lot anymore, so it'll just be a 4K player anyway.
I'm going to go with I'm only going to pick up PS5. I'm a PlayStation guy, but I'm trying to get it online. If I can't get it online, I'm just going to wait till it comes in the store.
Yep. What's your favorite Stanley Kubrick movie? The Shining.
Yeah, definitely The Shining.
Yep, that's the best. So jealous mine doesn't show up till Friday. Vinny Conrad said, your favorite Martin Scorsese movie? Taxi Driver. For sure. What is a Blu-ray you regret buying?
Oh, actually, I just sold it. It was the Emoji Movie on 4K. I actually sold it finally.
I regret buying Halloween.
The first one's good. The second one's okay.
I'm just joking. I don't regret it because I want the whole franchise anyway. Cal Dilly says, I thought Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the biggest hyped up movie for me, but I think most of his movie get better with time. Jackie Brown for one, but I believe he made Dusk Till Dawn, so that's my pick, LOL. Yeah, I didn't love Once Upon a Time when I first saw it in theaters, but I think that movie grew with me. I watched it again when I bought the 4K, and I liked it even more. And then I watched it again, and then I've seen it like 4 times since I bought it, and I love that movie so much. It doesn't really have a story to it, but it's all just like characters and moments, and it just really, you just feel so immersed in that 1970s Hollywood world, and I love the world building and stuff that Quentin Tarantino does with that movie. So yeah, I mean, it's in great performances too, but all right, guys. So we're going to wrap it up here. Before we say goodbye to 4K Media Guy, I'm going to give you guys a chance to win this Blade 4K digital code. All you have to do is answer this one simple question. The first person to get it right will win the code. Just DM me on my Instagram, Mid-Level Media, and ask me for the code once you win, and I'll DM you the picture of the code back. So the question that I'm going to ask is, and you might know this, 4K, but name the professional wrestler that is in Blade Trinity, the third in the Blade franchise. Name the professional wrestler that is in the third Blade movie. If you can name that, you'll get the code for Blade on 4K. I'm interested to see. There we go. Cal L did it. Triple H, the game, is in Blade Trinity. He is in Blade Trinity. All right. So Cal L, if you want to DM me on Instagram, I will send you the code back right away. I'll send it to you tonight. So there you go. And that was all for helping 4K Media Guy get up to 500 subs tonight. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Glad you got there. You'll have to do some kind of a celebration stream now. 500 is a big deal. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, it's halfway to 1K.
Yeah, that is a big milestone for sure. Huckbone says, great show, guys. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. So before we get out of here, man, like I said, I have all of your links down below, your YouTube, your Instagram. I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell everybody where they can find you again, and also what kind of content you got coming to your channel. The floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, Ken, for having me on this show, this live stream. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, it's going to be 4K Media Guy. I do a bunch of Blu-ray hunt videos every week. I also show haul updates on my collection. So if you guys are interested in that, sometimes I pick up titles that you might have forgotten and you want to pick it up. But yeah, I'm going to be heading up to Days of the Dead Con in Vegas next week. So I'm going to try to get another footage around the convention as I go, and maybe meet some of the actors and actresses that are going to be there. So yeah, stay tuned to that as well. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's going to be 4K Media Guy. So yeah, I'd love to chat with you guys in the DMs about movies or any of that stuff too. So
sorry, I accidentally took you out instead of adding me in, but yeah, all right, awesome stuff, man. I appreciate you coming on here tonight, talking movies. It was definitely a great night. Lots of great questions tonight. We had some really good ones. I always am so like, I don't know how people just continue to come up with great questions every week. You think that we would just get the same ones, and we do over and over again, but I feel like we got a lot of really good questions tonight, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the chat. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Like this video. Don't leave this stream, guys. We got 28 people in here right now watching us close up the show. Don't leave this stream without hitting that like button. It's super easy. You just press the button. And then, if anybody that's watching on the replay, comment down below anything that we discussed tonight that you agree with, you disagree with, just leave us a comment to help out engagement. And yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody being here tonight. I appreciate my guest being here. Follow him, subscribe to him, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.